Well, hello, Craftinistas. Welcome back to the 12 Days of Christmas. So, today I am going to start off with this 6.4 by 6.4 sheet of paper. Let me zoom in here so you can actually see it 6.4. And then I'm just going to score 1 inch on all sides. So 1 inch, and then I'm just going to turn my paper and then do that 3 more times. So 6.4 by 6.4 sheet of paper, and then I'm just going to score a 1 inch line on the left. I'm going to score that all around, so that way I'll have a 1 inch border all around. Then I'm just going to take my scissors and then cut up so I can break in to make this box shape. Then I'm just going to take all 4 sides, all my score lines, and get them all folded in. Then I'm going to take my score tape and I'm going to get all of those boxes that I cut out already, and then I'm going to fold that all in, and then now I've got a nice little box, nice tray. So now I'm going to take a sheet of paper 4.4 by 11. So 4.4 by 11 cardstock, and then I'm going to score at 1 inch, and then I'm going to score at 5 3/8. Then I'm going to score at 6 3/8. And finally, I'm going to score at 10 3/4. That last one, 10 3/4, is going to leave a little bit, that 1/4 inch strip, and that strip is where we're going to put down our adhesive to fold this over. But first I'm going to go ahead and take all my lines, my score lines here, and just fold them over. As you can see, it's making shape, and it's going to make a little cover that the tray can slide into. So you see there, now I have that little strip there that I'm going to add some score tape to. Pull off my score tape, and then I'm ready to get the box's cover all ready. So then you can see here that tray just slides right in there, and that part is done. So now I just have one more to the main part. This sheet is 4.4 by 8.5, and then I'm just going to score at 4.4. and 6 3/8. Then I'm going to fold that over once, and then I'm going to take the top portion and fold that over again. And that is going to make my base done. So now that that's ready, Then I have another sheet of designer printed paper that I cut out, and then I have the topper that's going to go on that I've cut out. So for the topper here, I'm just playing around. That topper was 4 1/8 by 4 1/8. And then I don't have the measurements to this. This is just something I just slid on. I just wanted it to look. I just used my ruler and just cut out. I don't remember if it was 1 by 4 1/4 or whatever. I just used it, and I just wanted to add some more decorative to it. So this 4 1/8 by 4 1/8 piece also that I'm putting down there at the bottom. But before I add that on, I'm just attaching the bases together. And with everything added on, it just makes it more sturdier. So now that I've got that glued on together, I'm going to take this printed paper and then add that so that I can have that background piece. And then I have that background piece all glued down. I used wet glue there, that in case I needed to slide it around, I could do so. Then I'm just going to take a stamp and ink up. I used this amazing Grace stamp. I thought that Grace 365 days a year would be great, so I used that. And as you can see here, the G didn't come out as clean as I'd like, but I said I wasn't going to redo it because I'm going to put a flower down there. So just keep crafting if you make a mistake. And I wanted my paper to be sturdier. So I just glued 2 of them together. Then I just used some ribbon from my stash and strung it through the loops of the bottom of this die. And that back part is going to be glued down, so it doesn't matter how that looks back there. Then I'm just going to use a poinsettia from my stash, and I liked it, the poinsettia. It is a Christmas gift, but I didn't want to use Christmas paper. I thought that this would be good to sit out all year round, so I wanted it to be something that wasn't holiday-ish. But I just coordinated the red colors, the deep red. So like I said, I don't have the measurements to those strips. I just added those on. Then I added some bling. I can't go without adding any bling. And I thought that that was a nice sparkly background. And that gives it a nice touch. So then I'm ready to adhere. Finally, I had to play around and get it to how I wanted. It just didn't look complete. And so now I've got that sparkly background on. I think it's looking great now. and using that wet glue. As you can see, I'm sliding it around a little bit to get the placement that I want. If I would have used my score tape, it would have been permanent. So now I'm just taking one of those Dollar Tree calendar and notepad sets, and I'm stealing the calendar off of it. And it also has that deep red color, so it's all coordinating. And I am just looking for placement here after I get my glue on, making sure it's set where I want. And then here, my craft room is in disarray. I'm moving it around again, cleaning it up. And I don't know where my brads are, so I'm using this button, which with the bling, I think it's cute, but it would have been nicer to have a brad down there. But I think it turned out great. And then I'm using this box of chocolates that I also picked up from the Dollar Tree, and it slides right in there. And I just put some twine down in there with it. That way it's kind of holds it in there, and it's also hard for it to fall out. Like I said, I didn't have the brads, but I love how this turned out, and I think this is cute. You can also fold that flat if you don't, for carrying or not using the calendar, but I love how this turned out. And thanks for watching. See you later, Craftinista.